Linking is a basic element of American English pronunciation. In a dictionary, words are given in isolation. In natural speech, however, you don't say words separately. You connect words together, you link them. In this video, we're going to practice linking present tense and past tense with words that begin with a vowel sound. Good linking makes clear to the listener the difference between S and ED endings. So let's begin. If a word ends in a consonant sound, for example, calls, called, and the next word begins with a vowel sound, up, we move the consonant sound in front of the vowel sound. Calls up, called up. This is important because many common words begin with a vowel sound. Present tense, voiceless s plus vowel sound. Wakes up, gets up, makes a cuppa. Present tense, voiced z plus vowel sound. Has her breakfast, has her. Plans a day in the city, plans a. Calls up her friend, calls up. Present tense, s, z, sh, zh, ch, j, plus is plus vowel sound. Pronounce the is, but move only the z in front of the next word. Finishes her coffee. Finishes her. Brushes her teeth. Brushes her. Rushes out the door. Rushes out. Past tense ed is pronounced d plus vowel sound. Turned off the alarm clock. Turned off. Jumped out of bed. Jumped out. Fixed a cup of coffee. Fixed a. Past tense. Both T and D plus ED are pronounced did plus vowel sound. Pronounce the did but move only the second d in front of the next word. Decided on a trip to the city. Decided on. Contacted a friend. Contacted a. Headed out the door. Headed out. This video also includes a couple of irregular verbs. This video also included a couple of irregular verbs. For example, takes a, took a. Now it's your turn. Test yourself. Find present tense, past tense, plus vowel sound linking. First you say it, then I'll say it. She grabs a cup of coffee and plans her day. He grabbed a raisin bagel and planned his day. Grabs a. Plans her. Grabbed a. Planned his. Her friend calls and offers her a ride into the city from New Jersey. His friend called and offered him a ride into the city from New Jersey. Calls and offers her. Called and offered him. She heads off with her friend to Manhattan. He headed off with his friend to Manhattan. Heads off. Headed off. Her friend drops her off near Times Square. His friend dropped him off near Times Square. Drops her. Dropped him. She walks up Broadway and stops at the statue of George M. Cohan. He walked up Broadway and stopped at the statue of George M. Cohan. Walks up. Stops it. Walked up. Stopped it. She continues up Broadway and soon arrives at Columbus Circle. He continued up Broadway and soon arrived at Columbus Circle. Continues up. Arrives at. Continued up. Arrived at. She starts off into the park, so much to see. He started off into the park, so much to see. Starts off. Started off. A few blocks north at 72nd Street, she stops at Strawberry Fields. A few blocks north at 72nd Street, he stopped at Strawberry Fields. Stops it. Stopped it. She watches a man blowing giant soap bubbles. He watched a man blowing giant soap bubbles. Watches a. Watched a. She walks around and takes a few pictures. He walked around and took a few pictures. Walks around. Takes a. Walked around. Took a. She notices a child under the Alice mushroom. He noticed a child under the Alice mushroom. Notices a. Noticed a. She runs across the statue of Robert Burns. He ran across the statue of Robert Burns. Runs across. Ran across. And now let me end with my favorite experience in Central Park. February 12th through 27th, 2005. For 16 days, 23 miles of Central Park pedestrian paths were decorated with 7,503 gates hung with saffron-colored fabric. It was entirely paid for by the artists Christo and Jean-Claude. Question: why was it so important to realize this work in Central Park? The artists answer: when our son was a little boy, we used to take him to Central Park every day. He loved to climb the beautiful rocks. Central Park was a part of our life. For more practice, 20 most common regular verbs.